opposed to abortion. They see abortion as a breach of the duty to produce children in order to continue the family and produce new members of society. They also consider abortion a worse sin than killing one's parents, and a woman who aborts her child will lose her case.
Lastly, the Bible does indirectly address the issue regarding abortion. For instance, it is mentioned in the Old Testament and is actually one of the Ten Commandments, which talks about committing murder as forbidden. As it says, "Thou shalt not kill," which is mentioned in Exodus chapter 20, verse 13.
As for the body, the first part of it, definition and background, abortion has been an intriguing issue where constant debates were held over the years. It is the loss of pregnancy due to premature exit of the fetus, fetal membrane, and placenta. Abortion is something delicate to the point that it may affect one's life and culture. In some countries, abortion has been approved and legalized, while others still refuse this kind of act. Countries such as the Soviet Union and Argentina have allowed and legalized abortion, but with some limitations. In summary, abortion has been acknowledged by some countries where it served as highlighting choice and women's rights. Moving on to the second part of the body, advantages of abortion. From a medical standpoint, abortion is done through medicine or surgery by removing the embryo and placenta in the uterus. This is actually done for health reasons, where pregnancy may pose risks to either the mother or the baby, or even both of them are in danger. Abortion should be legalized because with few knowledge on it may lead to many pregnancy complications when women want to abort. Second, abortion is a matter of choice of the parents, especially the mother, since it is her body. Having an abortion is a really tough decision to make, where life and death are on the line. What's more is that it affects women the most, emotionally, mentally, and physically. Third, the religious group Judaism supported abortion where there is a time where it is necessary and the right time.
On the other hand, there are several quarrels against abortion. It is because abortion equates to murder, where it attempts to kill an unborn baby. It is the prosecution of an unborn child should not be done by human beings, since no one has the authority to take one's life away. Moreover, expertise has seen psychological damage as one of the consequences why women suffer as they undergo an abortion. Those who went through a process of abortion are experiencing depression. For other religions, in Hinduism, their deity called Dharma does not permit anyone to slaughter an unborn, even if it is a result of rape, incest, adultery, or premarital pregnancies. Meanwhile, Buddhists believe that life shall not eliminate. In the Holy Bible, it was mentioned in Exodus chapter 20 verse 13 that you shall not kill. At the last point, religious dispute abortion completely contradicts the purpose of life that God has gifted. Furthermore, from the verse of Psalm chapter 139 verse 13, it interprets that for you form my inward parts, you knitted me together in my mother's womb. A human being either embryonic, fetal, or viable. It is an assault on the person forming work of God, as each individual is made by the Creator.
So, to conclude, abortion should not be legalized because, first, it can only be performed for major medical reasons in which either the life of the mother or the baby is at risk. Second, abortion can also be done when the woman was raped or sexually harassed, which clearly states that the woman did not give her permission or consent to the man who got her pregnant. Third, abortion should be prohibited because it denies the right of the unborn child to live in this world.
For number 4, abortion enables to kill an unborn child. For number 5, abortion has a psychological effect on a woman. Thus, it affects the woman by means of emotions and mentally. For number 6, as stated in the Bible under the Ten Commandments, in which it falls on the number 6, thou shalt not kill. We are not allowed to kill, since murder is morally unjustified killing of a human being. Thus, in conclusion, abortion should not be legalized.
For the recommendations, we researchers recommend the future researchers to add more information regarding abortion and introduce different factors that contribute to it. It is also encouraged to tackle the different classes of abortion and include respective pieces of literature. In addition, it is recommended to include more religious affiliations and their views towards abortion. Lastly, the general public is advised to understand those women who undergo abortion even though it is against their belief. Inciting hatred must be avoided.
And here are the references. That would be all. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you so much, first presenter. You have a very good handling of your topic on abortion. And to give the question and answer portion, let us have our panelist, Professor Joe Dominic de Guzman. Sir?
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much. I commend you for your very systematic and very as informative work. My question is really so many countries already accepted it because by the very by the very claim that women, especially women, has the right or has the more reason to opt for abortion because it really involves their body, it really involves their health, and it also involves their well-being. So that's why they were saying that the church cannot dictate or someone cannot have full authority to decide what we should do with our bodies. So this is the thing that they maintain to really uphold. But in reality, have you also ano, any statistic that will say that abortion really help the women in does it really bring well-being to those who really practice abortion? So have you really had this statistic to say that many have benefited in the legalization of abortion? Is it any? Do you have any such information? Kasi that in one way or another we will have some basis that it has its justification. So do you have any data to say that this practice of legalizing abortion really help the women's or really help society or really help the family? Okay, do you have that information? That's anyone, please, can you share if you have that information concerning the consequence or the effect of the legalization of abortion? Yes, anyone?
In one of our studies of our the review of literature, There is a study that said that women who chose abortion actually faces consequences such as depression, anxiety, and other mental and psychological effects.
Hmm. Why? What is that? What is that? That guilt or anxiety? What caused that anxiety? Because it's legal, it's lawful already. So she will not be persecuted by that, or she will not be put to jail or penalized or anything. But what caused those anxiety? Why? What caused those anxiety? Do you have an idea about it? That's why the other side is saying you should not have legalized abortion because it really causes anxiety. So what 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 is that anxiety? What caused that anxiety? Having abortion, what caused it? Because it's already legal. So why still there's still an anxiety after abortion?
Women who undergo abortion have this anxiety. It is because they are going to end a life of a person, of a baby that is inside your womb. So if they're going to end the life of that person, of that baby, then that person, he or she, will no longer have the chance to live in this world.
That's one thing. So there's an innate um, instinct that a baby inside should be preserved, should be nourished, and should be cared, and should be given birth. Okay, so it's a contrary, really, when you kill. Okay, because that will be the extension of who you are, the extension of who you are. So that's really that's one thing. So that's what there's a exemption. So we have you have talk about the non-voluntary abortion like miscarriage. Okay, it's not really uh, intentionally to have the child. Okay, so in our country, especially in our country, there are already the talks of somehow to legalize abortion. And why is it we should permit it? Okay. Bakit kaya others are somehow asking for abortion? What is the reason? What is the reason why they wanted abortion in our country? Okay? Not minding the Catholic teaching of Christian country, but why? Kasi even up to now, there are people or there are women going, especially in Quiapo, those are buying herbal medicine. Meron nga doon a certain bottle that had this yung nakalagay doon sa label niya, pamparegla, pamparegla. And usually pag hindi pa nakuha doon, meron ka, you can ask them and they will provide you with a certain procedure to to scrape, okay, to form an abortion, to scrape the baby out of the womb of the women. So why? Still not legal now, but still many already opting to have the to have the abortion. Why?
I believe, sir, that there are women who undergo abortion in our country. It's because they see it as their choice. Because I believe some of them are victims of sexual abuse, rape, and they don't have the capabilities or the resources to raise a child. So that is why, even though it is illegal, they resort to abortion.
So one, you say they have no capability to have a child, to take care of a child. Okay, that's one. And the other one, you say it's because they were impregnated because of uh, they were forced. they were raped. So they don't want the child because it really reminded them. It's really reminded them concerning the they were violated. Okay, so with that, still, as you have said, after undergoing abortion, they still feel until they still experience anxiety. So by that, you are already saying that it still harms the mother. So if I know they have chosen to abort it is my right, but as you have said, it causes still anxiety. Okay, so it seems that abortion is not the the proper procedure or action or choice that can really help the woman. Okay, so with that, the very reason they're having abortion and the very reason the legal abortion still gives anxiety. What is the proper approach to avoid abortion, or what is the most somehow the perfect answer and solution for women's problem concerning pregnancy? Sinabi mo dito sa Pilipinas, they still have abortion, di ba? Nag-abortion pa rin kahit illegal eh. Dahil hindi sila prepare. They're not, they're still young, or they're scared of their parents, or somehow it will end their career. So what could be the proper response to this problem of a woman really having problems and indecision to have the child or not, or it was really brought up by forcing them and which is not their will, so they were raped, they're violated, so they don't want it. Okay, but the same thing, the very product of abortion is the cause of anxiety and uneasiness and the feeling that you have killed a child. So what is the for you, what is the very ano solution beyond abortion? Kasi pinakita nyo dyan eh, magpa-abort, legal o illegal, when you practice abortion, it causes anxiety. Okay? So, what is the proper way by saying that instead of abortion, what is the proper way should be given or should be created or should be really organized to help a women that have problem concerning pregnancy? Okay. Sa inyo kaya, anong pinaka the better alternative than legalizing abortion? Okay? So what is the proper because we are talking here of the health of the woman and also the value and the dignity of the child. So what is the proper response and recommendation that you can give? Okay?
Um, to answer your question, sir, I think the proper approach to their problem is adoption. Um, they can talk to someone or to others they want to when they want to adopt their baby po. And after the woman gave birth, they can look for some parents po na who's looking for a child po to adopt.
That's one. But I'm talking during the pregnancy, during the point of this really making a decision to have this baby or not. Okay? So during the time that he's having insecurities, uncertainties, So what is the best? Parang if pag may mga existing ganon, that the woman will not be scared. The woman will not be discriminated, or the woman will not be condemned. Ano yung what is yung ano ba yung dapat na andyan sa paligid para ang babae ay hindi mag-decide ng abortion?
I believe, sir, that the woman needs strong emotional support from her family and friends, and also from the other, like for example, healthcare services here in the
That's
Philippines,
good.
because there is still a
Mm.
stigma about abortion here in the Philippines. So
Mm.
when we eradicate that stigma by promoting more understanding, more support, more love, I believe that the woman will bear the child and have the confidence to not abort it. Thank you.
Okay, that's one thing. So ano pa yung ano diyan? One, you're saying to have a proper ano yung body system or body ano, you're able to have a certain ano in the family to teach them how to handle this kind of situation. Because when in our country and in our culture, pag nabuntis ang babae, nakakahiya ka. Okay? And somehow, especially when you are still a student, lalo na high school, and some of the schools some are having that policy, if you get pregnant you will be kicked out, diba? Yeah, mostly yung tinatago nila. So as you have said, there is a far more ano solution that needed to be given, ano yung beyond legalization of abortion. So what is very very important is the somehow a formation of a institution or a group or a to really handle and really give an alternative, a way to help the women face face positively the question ano of taking care of the child, or accepting, or we'll say owning and able to be confident that he will have still have a good life, or still have a better life, or still having a good character, or able to accept the situation and still be positive in life. So ganun yun. Have you seen any grouping or foundation that have been doing that already? Anyone? Because yun ang pinaka dyan pinag-big question mark. Bakit sila nag-abortion? Dahil nga walang support. So have you seen any foundation and any grouping on NGOs or in the government that really provide that really provide to
As
these women para hindi sila magpa-abort?
as for sa place po namin po dito sa Zamboanga del Norte, I haven't seen any organization that handles cases such as abortion.
Yung taking care of not immediately abortion, maganda yan give counseling to the one who gave abortion and you have abortion, but the question is in the process of deciding to have the abortion or not, meron kayong alam na grupo that really already provided to handle and to yung take in such women to help them for the well-being of the mother and the well-being of the child? Okay? Meron na kayong ganong idea or awareness that there are already some grouping that helps the women or the ladies or the girl to to somehow help her not to decide to take abortion?
Sir, I will answer the
Yes.
question. Based po sa nakikita ko po dito sa province namin, may mga cases po talaga po na nakaka-encounter pa mga women sa pagde-decide po kung i-abort po nila yung bata or hindi. Mostly po, ang mga babae ay nalapit po sa simbahan, lalo na po sa mga may nalalaman sa abortion, sa magiging process po nito. Maaari pong nalapit po sila sa mostly po pare at saka mga madre or mga spiritual director po.
But do they have the medical and financial expertise to help the woman, especially in the medical and the physical wellness of the body of the woman and the child, especially finances? Do you identify some of those that really, because of this in foundation, they were able to help the woman not to take the option of abortion because there's still other options. Okay? Kasi iba nahihiya, natatakot, di ba? O parang walang magawa, walang pera, walang resources, especially when you're only 15 years old. Okay? O natatakot ka ngayon kung ano-ano. So ano yung group that really help these women to have more option eh. Parang dating dalawang option lang eh. Diba? The options is only, I will have abortion to avoid these things. Okay? Parang yun lang. So to abort or to live a miserable life. So to remove the miserable life is one option, abortion. So what is the other alternative that you can give to have a different option from these two? Or they could still have 3, 4, or 5 options. Ganun yan. Kasi parang ang dating you are having only 2 options. Okay? Nagpapabort din naman yan so legalize it. Para at least wala na ma-solve yung problema niya. Diba? But ang question do we still have other option rather than abortion? Is just legalizing abortion really eradicate the fear of the woman, the safety of the woman, or the well-being of the woman, especially the well-being of the child? Okay? Yun lang ilang choices. Kahit na, have you seen Nick Boychik? He is born without arms and legs. Kung tutusin, pag nakita mo pa lang yan sa is abort na natin niya kasi he will live a very abnormal life having no arms and legs. But Nick Boychik became very, very productive and he was able to inspire so many. And the Hoyt team, Rick and the father, he was diagnosed with being vegetables all his life, so non-productive siya. So na lang yan, put him to permanent sleep or in the very first i-abort na pag makita mo meron diferensya na, diba? So what are the other options? May alam ba kayo ng mga foundation na ganyan that giving other options? Kasi it's already para bang black and white yun lang 2 option lang, legalize it or not. Kasi kung hindi mo ma-legalize, they will be having it illegally. But the main problem of the well-being of the women, hindi lang naman yung abortion or not but the option given to them. Kung ilalagay mo lang option lang legalize it para at least hindi sila pupunta sa mga clinic na hindi sanitize, hindi professional talaga yung nagpapa-abort.
Sir Dom, 2 minutes.
Yes. So yun lamang. So what more option that really can bring much better response to the well-being of the woman and the child? Ilan yon sa palagay nyo? At what else ang pinakamagandang option? Yun yan. Parang kasi dalawa lang to abort or not to abort. legalize it or not legalize it. Parang ganun lang. So what more option can you provide for the women's well-being and especially for the life of the child? Okay? What more? Palagay ninyo. Maganda na yung report nyo ha, but somehow, what more option can we give? Okay? Any more answer? Any idea?
Okay, sir. I'm going to answer the question.
Yes.
Um, in our opinion, for the welfare of the child and the mother, I think it is very necessary to have counseling programs with healthcare professionals wherein the family and the relatives of the woman will support her on not going to abort the baby. If and only if the family or the woman does not have enough um, currencies or does not have enough money to support the child, then the mother may opt to adoption, wherein the mother may choose a couple who wishes to have a child but does not have the capacity to have one, then they may talk it out.
Okay. So, it's good. Because there's a foundation, that's very, very good. Yeah. Because there's a foundation in New Manila. It is run by a French foundation. The child is brought there, and the whole pregnancy they take care of the mother. Okay, and they are given counseling. They were make to feel that they are not really bad, and there's still other possibility in a good life, and they also take care of the childbearing. They are the one financing it, so that they will not opt for killing the child. Then afterwards, they're still given 1 month to nurture their child. And they give like mga paghatas, andyan, pagkain naman, yun. And they are now, have a 1 month to decide to have it abort, or adoption, or they take care of it at home. And the parents or the guardian will be the one to really help the mother to decide. If they can, they have the child. They will, they will bring it home. If not,
30 seconds,
they,
Sir Dom.
yun lang. So, yun ang pinaka It's really good. So, as you see, there are other option rather than legalizing abortion. Okay? So, thank you very much, and well done. Okay? Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much,
Thank you,
Sir
sir.
Dom, for very good points. Actually, when I am hearing your um, presentation as well as the comments of Sir Dom, I am thinking of there is a potential of your paper to be, shall we say, to proceed into a action research,
Mm.
because if you're looking at what we call support groups about women having this desire for abortion, whether it is because of health, shall we say, issues, or because they become victims of rape, maybe there must be actions to be done, not just by very few institutions. But I am amazed with the answer kanina about healthcare professionals, which includes counselors. And I think when we talk about healthcare professionals, I think we should include now counselors because in our present setup now, when we say healthcare professionals, it is only catering for those who are physically ill, but not about the shall we say the kind of illness being brought about by shall we say by uh, the fear of having children, the fear of getting pregnant, and so on and so forth. I do not know if the what strategic location must be installed for this purpose. Should there be an institution to handle about the pre-abortion period and during abortion period and post-abortion period? I do not know. Maybe this is something that we should have also to explore. Um, Before I proceed to my questions, I am monitoring now the comments from the viewers, and there are three questions here. One question is coming from Asar Taylor. Sabi dito, bakit nasabi ng grupo na pwedeng mag-abort pag na-rape ang babae? Because you're talking yata kanina about yung Exodus, thou shall not kill, and you are also having a conclusion that abortion should not be legalized. But parang nasabi nyo yata kanina na pwedeng magpa-abort pag na-rape ang babae. Sabi ni Asar Taylor, bakit daw? Yun ang una. Tapos meron pa akong babasahin pagkatapos niyan. Anyone to answer the question?
Alright, to answer the question po. Okay, so in our title, we said we are talking about the advantages and disadvantages of abortion, meaning we are comparing the possibilities of having an abortion and possibilities of not having abortion. So this is actually a case-to-case basis. Wherein, in the video presentation earlier, we have said the possibilities when to abort and possibilities not to abort. But generally speaking, we conclude that abortion should not be legalized because there are a number of facts that ending the life of an unborn child causes a lot of disadvantages.
Because there are a lot of disadvantages when it will be legalized. Pero ang tanong dito is, bakit daw nasabi nyo na pwedeng mag-abort pag na-rape yung babae? Because this is not a matter of health, shall we say, issue. It is not like ectopic pregnancy. When ectopic pregnancy, there is no debate about that because it is allowed by the church, and legally it is also allowed that a woman can actually undergo or can have abortion when it risks now the life of the mother. So the case of, shall we say, ectopic pregnancy. Pero bakit daw pag rape, nasabi nyo kanina na pwede rin mag-abort? Yes, anybody from the group or from Christine? Bakit daw pwede mag-abort pag na-rape na? As you have stated in your presentation. Naririnig ba ako? Anybody? Naririnig ako.
Naririnig ka, sir.
Okay.
Nag-iisip na ng sagot.
Sige, sige. Akala ko hindi ako naririnig.
Narinig ka po, sir.
O kasi kanina, malinaw na sinabi na hindi talaga pwede yung abortion, no? Hindi, the stand of the group is actually not to legalize abortion at pwede on case to case basis yung pag naano na yung health ng woman. Pero nasabi nila sa bandang dulo na ah, pwede rin basta victim ng rape. Kaya ang tanong daw ni Asar Taylor is bakit daw ah, pwede ang abortion sa mga kaso ng rape? Na pwede daw ang babae na magpa-abort basta rape. Ano daw basihan?
I'll answer the question, sir.
Okay, go ahead please.
So, abortion could be done when the woman was raped because um, it clearly shows that the woman did not give permission to the other person who raped her. So, it basically means that the woman is not is not this. Um, wait. Uh, the woman has a choice to abort because it's not her, what do you call this?
It is not her decision to get
Yes,
pregnant
yes.
and
It's not,
without her consent.
yes po. It's not
Is
really it's not what she wanted.
Sir, I would like to give additional points about.
okay, okay,
Uh,
please.
so, in addition to what Thea said, there is actually a study that we included in our review of literature. According to Tareco 2016, she said that it is very understandable for women who want to abort since they got pregnant due to rape, one night stand, because it trivializes motherhood. It is because we all know that motherhood should be taken seriously. So, if ever that the child grows up in an unsettling environment, then that child will have what do you call this? Will not be able to be warmly welcomed into families that are emotionally and financially ready to take care of them. And of course, to provide medical care and kinds of loving engagement that will surely help their brains develop.
Okay, there are three things now na nagkasalabat ngayon sa sagot ninyo. One is the necessary and sufficient condition for abortion because of rape. Second is the necessary and sufficient condition for raising a child when the mother is not ready yet. And third is the normal tendency for, shall we say, allowing or shall we say, availing of rape. Dito tayo sa una. Dito muna tututok tayo. Okay. Is it a sufficient condition just because the mother has no consent of getting pregnant that she now has a right to abort the baby? Succeeding groups, sorry kung matagalan ng konti because this one is actually controversial and we need to smoothen out things about this one. The paper is so good and also raising controversial points and we need to, shall we say, try to resolve this one here. because it is not enough that you understand the feeling of a woman being raped. No, it is not enough to just feel what becomes the mental, emotional, and physical condition of a woman getting raped. What we are after is the objective truth on whether or not a baby in the womb of a mother, a product of rape, can now be disposed, can now be aborted just because the mother has no consent of its growth. Anybody from the group can actually answer the question.
To answer your question, sir, abortion was not suggested for rape victims here in the presentation. It is only cited as a possibility of an end result due to certain circumstances. Again, we are not suggesting po na people who suffered from sexual abuse or rape must proceed to abortion po or must have an abortion po.
So it is not a suggestion of the group, but you are just citing a possibility. So what is
Yes,
the
sir.
stand of the group on that particular case when a woman is being raped? What is your position? Are you for abortion just because the woman has no consent of getting pregnant, or something else?
Sir, can you repeat the question?
You have said that okay, one of your members said that getting abortion when raped is not a suggestion from the group, but just citing a possibility that the rape victim would actually proceed into having abortion just because of uh, a situation that the woman is in, being pregnant because of rape. Then I am now raising the question, what is the stand of the group on this case? Are you for pro abortion just because the woman is being raped and no consent given to it? Or are you not for abortion for this case?
Thank you, sir. For this group, we don't want to abort a baby because in other religions, it is it is said in the commandment that you should not kill, for the baby is innocent.
Okay, so you're now looking at the possibility that the innocence of the baby actually also is related to how you have to respect also life, because that baby is has nothing to do with the father, the rapist, right? Okay, let us proceed to and maybe this is the time also that the suggestion of Sir Dom, which is about having institution for pre-abortion. Okay, so those are victims of rape that having these thoughts of having abortion, maybe how maybe refer to a certain health professional or health institution with a counselor, okay, on what to do, okay, during that moment that she's getting pregnant because of rape. Okay, there's something of, shall we say, another. Actually, there are five questions coming from Earl Extra, a certain viewer of this live um, presentation. um, yung pinaka magandang ano natin. Sabi niya, how can you say that it already has a life when parts of the body aren't even formed in the early part of pregnancy? Any statistics to prove your claims? So he is talking about when a certain fetus be considered a human person, so that it can be not aborted, okay, or maybe a certain time that a fetus cannot be said to be a person yet, and uh, given the chance it can be aborted. On what particular phase maybe of the growth of the fetus that shall we say can be said to be a human person, kasi sabi niya wala pa daw mga parts and limbs. Okay, ulitin ko, how can you say that it already has life, okay, so you're talking about human life, when parts of the body aren't even formed in the early parts of pregnancy? Any statistics to prove your claim?
Okay, so to answer that question, okay, that question can be actually answered into two approach, scientifically and based on religion, or if we're yes, based on religion. So scientifically speaking, if it is just a fetus and does not have any parts yet, then it is not considered as a person yet. But religiously speaking, since it has already formed inside the womb, then it is considered as a person. So that is my response to your question. There are two approaches po kasi.
Okay, good. Science would actually say that there's a certain, and even Aristotle, okay, in the early times said that there is a certain moment of the growing of the fetus that it can be considered a human person. Okay, he talks about the fusion of a spirit. Okay, but in the very early stage, that potential cannot be considered a person. And you're correct. In the approach of theology, in approach of religion, the moment that there is already a meeting of the egg cell and the sperm cell, there is already a formation of life. Okay, even if there is no limb yet, you can even shall we say see a finger, or shall we say a protruding nose, okay, shall we say a strand of a hair, okay, it is already considered as a human being, because that certain seed has already that capacity into forming a full human being. Okay, so to answer the shall we say the our viewer, si Earl Extra, is you're correct. We have to refer to science and to theology. Okay. There are still a lot of questions that are in the shall we say in the chat section of this live presentation. If you have time, please engage them. No, we cannot, uh, shall we say, we cannot raise questions here, all of those, because we will actually run out of time. Okay, just one thing coming from me. um kanina, it is as if that there is a certain confusion between duty and right. Uh, One, it is because the cited idea that you have in your presentation of that is about a rape victim having this desire to go into abortion. It is because the woman has the right to her body, and there are two rights that are in play. One, the right of the mother, and the right of the fetus. In scientific way, as Christine has said a while ago, that maybe in the first 2 weeks, that fetus cannot be considered yet a human person, and might suggest that maybe the woman could abort the child. But theologically speaking, the moment that there is now a meeting of the egg cell and the sperm cell, there is now that potential for that fusion to become a human person, thus cannot proceed to abortion. In the case of scientific scope, these rights are getting entangled. One, the right of the fetus and the right of the mother. And if the mother would say, this is my right because I want not to have a child, I am not yet ready, and I hate because of that rape, I hate this child. Okay, what will happen to the fetus would be to be in the danger of being disposed. But we have always to be reminded that our right has also a duty to perform. Between your life and the life of the fetus, or shall we say, you and the other, as we have discussed in our first two synchronous classes about the philosophical view of the human person, the I and the other, you as a mother is also duty bound to respect the right of the other, and in that case on the fetus, which has, even if it is not yet considered the perspective of science to be human, but because there is already that potency, then there is that shall we say, that eminent shall we say, existence of that potency to become a human person. Thus there should be a duty to respect also that kind of development that is going on. Okay, so we cannot just take away something that is growing just because it is not yet fully blown. Okay, um, that is the very shall we say, foundation why the church is also trying to say no to abortion. But the church statement and stand no to abortion is not a black and white thing. It also considers some circumstances wherein there is that tolerance for abortion, that abortion be allowed. And one of these cases is when the life of the mother is already in danger. And the case that you have presented, like ectopic pregnancy, okay, or some health, shall we say, risk of continuing the pregnancy, is allowed by the church, but not so much and not actually about the case of rape. Okay, we have to be clear about it. Okay, now I think if you are serious about this paper, as I have said a while ago, you can develop this into an action research, and you can help a lot of women who are undergoing, shall we say, torture mentally because of getting pregnant, not because they will it or they want it, no? So yung mga ganun na tipo, I do not know how you're going to do it, but that is really very shall we say, promising. Okay, I have no question whatsoever about your topic and also the way that you have presented. Only just a few comments that I have already raised, okay, a while ago. Thank you so much for the information and the, shall we say, learning that you have imparted to the class and also for other people, especially those who want to learn about abortion. Anything you want to say?
Sir, excuse me po. Are we still going to promote within 2 minutes po?
Yes, you can. 2 minutes.
Okay, sir. I will start now.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, so good day everyone. We are the Tech Group. Our goal is to present and imprint our topic to the minds of people. Our topic is about abortion with the title A Comparative Study, the advantages and disadvantages of the legalization of abortion. Abortion has always been a controversial subject to discuss with for the past years and more likely for the years to come. Countless debates were made and a lot of points from various individuals and organizations were shared in regards to abortion. With that in mind, it is our utmost aim to present information that will compare and discuss the advantages and disadvantages of the legalization of abortion. As for our findings, we conclude that abortion equates to murder, which can be considered as killing the unborn intentionally. Moreover, abortion should be prohibited because it denies an unborn child the right to live in this world. In general, abortion should not be legalized. With this, I hope you can help us raise awareness by clicking like, share, and subscribe to this video and channel to all of your friends. Don't forget to drop by your comments or reactions in the comment section. Thank you and have a nice day.
Okay, thank you so much for the nice presentation. Okay, Sunday lang i-go offline ko lang muna before we proceed. Kaya lang ha.